Hi, I'm Rebecca Gordon. I'm here with Melissa Dennis, Dr. Dennis, here in Gwynedd Mercy University, U-Haul, in her office. Can you please state your name for me?
Melissa Dennis.
It is 1:40 p.m., 12/3/24. Can you please state your position as well?
Assistant Professor of Marketing here at Gwynedd Mercy University.
Perfect. All right, so for my first question, it is, social media has become such a big part of life from a marketing point of view. How would you explain the connection between social media and mental health?
That's a great first question to start off with. From a marketing perspective, social media really, it serves as both a reflection and an influencer of mental health trends, right? It's both this mirror and kind of magnifier. So social media platforms, they allow for wonderful interaction. They allow for engagement. It really can amplify, right, this feeling of community and feeling of belonging. But on the other side, it can also create a lot of pressure to conform, to meet some of these ideal standards that are set, some of these sort of perfect scenarios that you see. So it absolutely can shape perceptions and behaviors of people on social media that have significant impact on mental health. So certainly that connection lies in the way that social media can influence overall self-esteem, how it can influence anxiety, how it can influence overall mental well-being through content that is curated, through social comparison that we have when we see someone in a particular coat or a particular outfit. And even that pursuit that we have of validation through getting likes and shares on what we're posting as well.
I think that's a really good take. Do you have any examples of how social media affects mental health in a real marketing campaign?
There's two really great examples that jump to my head as soon as you ask this question. So one notable example is the Dove campaign for Real Beauty. And Dove, this campaign really leveraged social media to challenge that conventional beauty standard and to really help promote body positivity. So this is a great example of social media having a really positive influence in the field. They really featured a lot of diverse body types. They had very authentic stories of these people. And they started to address some of these body image issues that exist within social media. The other example I have as well is also a really positive one. So Always had a beautiful, beautiful commercial that they did called Like a Girl. If you've seen this commercial, it is all about empowering young women and what it means to do something like a girl. By using social media, they really spread a positive message that encourages this self-confidence and that being like a girl can be a really positive thing and a very strong and powerful thing as well. So both examples I do have, I think, are very positive in promoting that sort of self-care, self-beauty, and positive reinforcement that they've used.
Yeah, I think that's good. That actually leads perfectly into my next one. We often hear about the negative side of social media, but what positive effects can it have on mental health, especially in marketing?
Social media really can foster a sense of community, a sense of belonging. I think it is a wonderful platform for dissemination of support and empowering messages. It creates a space, I think, where individuals can really find encouragement. And I do feel there's a lot of positivity that comes from some of these connections and engagement and community that's created on social media.
Yeah, I agree. Are there certain brands or campaigns that you think have used social media well to help people's mental health?
I do. So jumping to mind for me when I think about social media from a campaign standpoint, Calm and Headspace have both done a really great job effectively using social media to promote mental health. And I think both of their campaigns, they give a lot of mindfulness tips. They give, this time of year, a lot of stress release tips for people as well as we go into the holiday season, and of course all of you going into final season. And they're just really great. I love following them. They just have really positive motivational messages as well. So both Headspace and Calm, I think, do a really good job of that.
Yeah. Can I ask, what is Headspace?
It's kind of like Calm, where it's sort of a meditation
okay.
area that you can.
Do you know of any, like, campaigns they've done or any, like, certain things they did? If not, it's okay, but...
I mean, their overall campaign, that is kind of their trend almost on a daily basis. I'm trying to think of company, Bell Canada out of Canada. They every year will run a campaign that uses social media to raise awareness about mental health. So there's one, I think it's hashtag Bell Let's Talk. And theirs is all about reducing the stigma of talking about mental health issues. So that's a kind of a yearly campaign that's more segregated than necessarily like Headspace and Calm, that it's kind of their overarching continual campaign.
Yeah,
but that's a great one if you ever want to look at. Like I said, I think it's hashtag Bell Let's Talk, and it's Bell Canada. And it's really, like I said, about, they provide resources, and they just provide just a really open area and community to kind of talk about it and reduce that stigma of talking about it.
That's nice. Do you think companies can use social media to help improve mental health overall and raise awareness about it?
Absolutely. I mean, again, I think it's a platform where you can connect to so many people, and it's such a great opportunity to share informative content. You've got the audience. You can provide a lot of supportive resources. You can use personal stories. Again, it's kind of like Bell Canada, where you can really destigmatize talking about it and having these conversations about it. I think from a lot of corporations' standpoint, to have authenticity, to have trustworthiness, it's important to partner with mental health organizations and influencers and brands that can help amplify your message for you. I do think it's important that if it isn't necessarily within your expertise, that you do lean on partnering with those that maybe are more experts to find ways that you can help improve mental health or raise awareness of mental health on social media.
Yeah, that again leads right into my next question. Do you think it's a brand's responsibility to have to talk about mental health, or do you think it's just their job to focus on selling the products?
I don't ever think that a brand's sole focus should be selling products. A brand's focus should be connecting with their consumers. It should be having meaningful conversations, creating the relationships with their consumers. And if that means supporting them in their mental health, then that's where they should be as well. But I don't think, especially from a social media standpoint, I feel like social media is just a great platform, whatever, be it Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. It's a great platform to really create connections with your consumer and provide them with the resources and the conversation that they want to have with you. I'm not going to say that I think every brand should be part of the conversation, but I definitely think it's one that brands should be looking at and considering how they can be part of the conversation. Be it, having a blackout day of social media, or what do you kind of call it when you kind of sign off and give yourself a break from social media, or just different ways that they can use their own messaging and platform to just make aware of some of the effects.
Yeah, I agree.